I will be giving myself 100 days to complete my goals in Minecraft. This time I will be playing as RIMURU Tempest from the anime. That time I got reincarnated as a slime. The goals for this adventure is to make a small settlement, defeat the ORC Disaster, become a demon lord, and defeat CHARYBDIS. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like and subscribe. I wanted to start my adventure with the Predator skill, just like RIMURU Tempest. But unfortunately, I spent more than 100 tries to get it legit. So I gave myself the advancement needed in order to get the Predator skill upon reincarnation. And then I was ready to begin my adventure as RIMURU Tempest. I began day 1 by using the consume blocks command. When you have the Predator skill, you can use this command, and it's very handy for mining basic resources. I wanted to gain some new skills, so just like the real RIMURU, I decided to consume some water. I quickly became tired of consuming water, so I decided to do some mining instead. Then I began consuming lava. And it became very clear to me that I made a big mistake, because I got my first death. I was quite embarrassed, so I began consuming water once again, because I wanted to acquire some new skills. And it took a while, but I actually acquired some new skills. The new water skills basically made me a water god. I had the ability to use water as a weapon, and I could basically swim very fast, and I didn't have to worry about running out of air when I was underwater. So I was pretty happy about my newly acquired skills. Once again, I found myself consuming lava, and I did this because I wanted to consume enough to gain a new skill. And the skill I was after this time was fire manipulation. So I began consuming lava like there was no tomorrow. And I was pretty happy about myself, because this time I didn't die. No, I'm kidding, I died again. And again, and one more time. But then I finally got fire manipulation. And then I could die to lava no more. Being a slime was very handy, because I had the ability to store all my goodies in my stomach. And in the high likelihood of me dying again, then I wouldn't lose my goodies, because the things I store in my stomach I do not lose upon death. Nightfall was approaching, and I decided to find myself a temporary base. Besides shelter, I also found some decent loot. The next day I began exploring. I came across a few enemies, and I even found my first Waystone. I also happened to find a shipwreck, and I decided to eat it. Then I found some orcs, and actually I was quite scared that I would run into the Orc Lord or even the ORC Disaster. But nonetheless, I decided to kill a few orcs. The few orcs I found might have been a bad omen, because I quickly found myself in the midst of the Orc Lord's army. And there also happened to be a fire dragon for some reason. But that didn't scare me, so I decided to take on the whole orc army. And I quickly found myself in a lot of trouble. The dragons seemed to use me as a chewing toy, and then, yeah, you guessed it, I died once again. After hiding in the shadows for a bit, I took a deep breath, and then I was able to gather my stuff. And then I ran out of there. Just kidding. I decided to blow it up with TNT, and then we had another disaster. An orc disaster. Yeah, sorry, bad pun. I escaped the orc disaster, and I found myself a goblin village. I decided to make this my main base. So I put down a waystone and named the village Tempest City. Besides naming the city, I decided to name some goblins. And I was very creative about the names. So I named quite a few goblins Gupta. I didn't want my villagers to die, so I made them a big fence. A fence around the whole city. And by naming a few villagers and making a wall, I accomplished my first goal. I built a settlement. In the pursuit of completing my next goal, defeating the ORC Disaster, I decided to go on a journey. A journey for new skills. Instead, I was killed by a one-horned rabbit. I regained my stuff and I tried to regain my confidence. So I took on a Amosaurus. I defeated it and got the skill Body Armor. I gave the Body Armor skill a go, and it wasn't high in attack, but the defense was decent, and at least I got a new skill, so I guess that's something. Next I encountered an evil centipede, and I tried to gain its skills Paralyzing Breath, but unfortunately this one didn't give me a skill. I tried killing quite a few different mobs in order to gain some new skills, but sadly I wasn't very successful. Especially the Spear Toro did not like me, and it basically two-shotted me. Instead I took on an Otherworlder and I 45-shotted him, but hey, I got a new skill, the Analyst. I wanted to try out my new powers on the Orc Lord, but luck wasn't really on my side. I still was no match for the Orc Disaster, so I morphed into a bee and looked for Otherworlders. I looked in mineshafts, in jungle biomes, spruce forests, pillager towers, but the worst place I searched for Otherworlders was this tree. I didn't know it was the entrance to the labyrinth. I had no idea what was about to happen, but I had a bad feeling because I couldn't put down a Waystone and then there was no way back. Only one way, and that was forward. I met the Spirit Protector Colossus. I tried my best fighting him, but I didn't even do a scratch. And then, yeah, I died once again. I knew I had to become stronger, so I defeated a giant bat and got the skills Vampirism and Ultrasonic Wave. I also killed the Creeper and got the skill Black Lightning. Then I used Black Lightning to defeat an evil centipede and got the skill Paralyzing Breath. I tried using Black Lightning on the Orc Disaster, but with a very small amount of Magicules, there was just no way I was going to defeat the Orc Disaster. I found another Orc Disaster and for some reason it killed Shizu. I got his sword, but then I got killed. But eventually I got the sword and got away. Once again I set out for adventure, and I found a CHARYBDIS cave. And I found another one. And then I thought I found Eren Yeager in the Founding Titan form, but it turned out to be a dragon skeleton or something. Then I encountered Shishu and she quickly turned into Ifrit, and then the fight was on. I took the fight underwater. And that seemed to be a good choice. It seemed like Ifrit's fireballs did less damage underwater, and even though it took me quite a while, I managed to defeat Ifrit. With my new skills and the ability to morph into Ifrit, I tried taking on the Orc Disaster once more. But I died again and felt like giving up. But I didn't give up, I made myself an obsidian shield. I also gathered a lot of diamonds in order to fight the Orc Disaster. I then enchanted my gear with Unbreaking so it wouldn't break upon fighting the Orc Disaster. I made quite a few shields and quite a few swords, and I even made some gold apples. Then I took on the Orc Disaster once more. I decided to use the Berserker skill and the Paralyzing Breath. That way I would just spam my newly made diamond swords and hope to take down the Orc Disaster. I finally managed to take down the Orc Disaster, and I even got the Gluttony skill and the Demon Lord seed. With my newly acquired skill and the ability to morph into the Orc Disaster, I visited the Labyrinth once more. I wanted to beat the Spirit Protector Colossus. I beat the Colossus and I was very happy about it. So I was able to enter the area where you can get a greater spirit to inhabit you. But even though I waited for several days, I did not get a spirit to inhabit me. So I left. In order to become a Demon Lord, I had to get 10,000 souls. In the anime, Rimuru had an army nearby, so he quite easily got 10,000 souls. There was just no way I would be able to get the souls legit, so I used the command to add 10,000 souls, and then I was able to become a Demon Lord. After I became a Demon Lord, it was time to complete the final goal for this video. I would have to defeat CHARYBDIS. I had a CHARYBDIS quite near my village, because earlier I tried to summon one to have it fight the Orc Disaster, but apparently they were pals and did not fight at all. But I tried to fight CHARYBDIS, but unfortunately I ran out of magicules. And then, yeah, it killed me. Upon respawning, I had way more health and I had way more magicules. It was like being a Demon Lord finally paid off. And then I finally beat CHARYBDIS and completed my last goal. And guys, that is how I ended. I played as RIMURU TEMPEST and became a Demon Lord and completed all my goals. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to like it and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.